The footage you are seeing has been captured in the year 2022 on an original Nintendo Wii, with a save file dating back to 2009. This is real, working multiplayer for Monster Hunter Tri that works on the Nintendo Wii, the Wii U, and Dolphin emulator, along with support for crossplay. For nearly a decade, this was thought to be impossible to recreate, especially to this degree. There were multiple attempts and projects over the years that didn't bear any fruit, so the common consensus was that it just couldn't be done. Too much time and effort was required, and too little was known about how the Capcom servers actually functioned. Last year I made a video about how the online hub for Monster Hunter Tri, Loklak, finally was accessible again to be played offline. And today I'm very excited to say that since the servers for the game shut down nearly a decade ago, the first multiplayer hunts have happened, which honestly has been a dream for many people over the years, and also an exciting beginning for new hunters when the server becomes public. Thanks to Spyro, Sepalani, InusualZ, and countless members of the Monster Hunter Tri community, the multiplayer is now in closed beta while the bug fixes are done and the rest of the multiplayer features are developed. In this video, I'm going to talk about Monster Hunter Tri's history to contextualize how amazing it is that people can play with each other again, along with discussing its unique multiplayer, as well as the very exciting features that are available in the server. If you'd like to enter Loklak, there is a link to a tutorial in the description, as well as a link to the Monster Hunter Tri Discord if you need any help with setup or want to chat about the game. In regards to joining the closed beta, that is not my call. I'm not certain if they're looking for more testers, but if you really want to play it now instead of waiting for the public release, I'm sure asking around wouldn't hurt. Monster Hunter Tri was released back in 2009 and was the first game in their third generation of releases. I remember buying it back then with this little bundle that came with the Classic Controller Pro, and I'm glad I did because I don't think I would have enjoyed the game as much with motion controls, although I knew many people who did. The game introduced some very interesting things. First off, it was a great graphical leap in both scenery and animations compared to the second gen on PS2 and PSP. Tri introduced underwater combat, which, whether you loved it or hated it, you gotta admit it was at least cool in concept and ambitious. Tri also introduced the switch axe and custom bowgun system. However, it did strip away the bow, dual blades, and gun lance for some reason. Tri had a completely original cast of monsters aside from Rathian, Rathalos, and Diablos. Monsters you may be familiar with like Baroth, Deviljho, and Elatrion came from this game. Now, all of that is great, but arguably the best feature in Monster Hunter Tri was its fantastic multiplayer. To be clear, online multiplayer has existed before in mainline Monster Hunter games. There was Mindguard in Monster Hunter 1, and Donderma in Monster Hunter DOS. However, Monster Hunter 1 only sold around 300,000 copies, and Monster Hunter DOS never came to the West. Considering Monster Hunter Tri sold nearly 2 million copies, it was the first online experience for a lot of people. For myself and many others, it introduced us to the beauty of playing Monster Hunter with other people from the comfort of our home. Monster Hunter Tri's online hub was actually pretty similar in a lot of ways to Monster Hunter DOS, but it did some new things of its own, and I believe they crafted a great experience with it. Much like the servers of Monster Hunter 1, after around 3 years, Capcom shut down the servers of Monster Hunter Tri, never to reopen them again. Many people were distraught, even more so because half of Tri's content could only be accessed while online and inside the online hub, Loklak. 2 years later, Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate came out on 3DS and Wii U, and the Wii U version would have an online system, and this time it could be accessed offline as well. The feature to access it offline was great and a godsend, but because of that, a lot of social features were stripped away in the process of offering a different experience. 3 Ultimate is a fantastic game that added a lot of extra content on top of Monster Hunter Tri and Portable Third, but it feels more like a separate game than an extension to Tri, meaning despite it being a great alternative and an enjoyable standalone game, it still didn't scratch the itch for many people who wanted to go back to Loklak and experience its multiplayer once again. I'd like to go into the features that the multiplayer offered. Once selecting multiplayer mode, you pick your server and you enter the city gate. Here, a bunch of people can chat freely with each other. You wouldn't physically see them, but you could talk just about anything. Or maybe ask around if somebody wanted to hunt a specific monster, or do some arena quests, or whatever. There are some NPCs here to interact with and trade with as well. Overall, it was just a cool hangout spot. Through here, you can create or join a lobby where you can play with 3 other people just like most Monster Hunter games. In this area, you can craft furnishings for your home, buy things from the various NPCs, and partake in market sales that happen on a scheduled cycle by the server. You can actually see people around in this area, as well as the next spot to the left. So this place is unique because depending on your hunter rank in the game, you have access to specific houses, and the people in your lobby can actually come in and hang out at your place that you've decorated. Now, this isn't a mind-blowing feature or anything, but little things like this are what makes Try so special. In the main area, you can sit around various tables, mooch meals, or host them for your hunter friends, and of course engage in well-needed arm wrestling. Every Monster Hunter game needs arm wrestling in its lobbies. This is not up for debate. And of course, there is the lovely forge where you can craft your equipment. There's a friend system where you can look over your friend list and check out their titles and bios and see if they're online. You can also send them DMs that stay in their inbox waiting for them to check it whenever they have a chance. You can message in your lobby and also while you guys are on your quest, along with preset shoutouts. You can even connect your USB keyboard to your Wii to type faster. I definitely did, since I enjoyed the social aspect of this game so much. And you can even connect a Wii Speak to use as a microphone, which was a great feature for all 12 people who owned a Wii Speak. I was one of them. All of Try's areas are under a server-sided day and night cycle, and scheduled sandstorms along with different weather. The event quest would appear on a cycle too. When the sandstorm happens, it's the only time you could face the siege battle against high-ranked Jen Morin, my good friend. Coupled with all the variety of music that you can hear and the different atmosphere and events, Lok-Lak really felt immersive and alive. Monster Hunter games are very easy to sink hundreds of hours into, so spending that much time in a wonderful place like this, I'm sure you can understand where the attachment comes from. When I returned to this place last year, it felt like I got what I always wanted by being able to visit Lok-Lak again. But it wasn't until I played with other people and just hung out that I truly felt the magic I felt so many years ago. So now that we know about our game here and what it had to offer, what's this new server like? What are its features? In terms of how it looks and feels, it's essentially identical to the experience of Lok-Lak back in the day. I experienced no weird lag or anything like that while hunting. Actually, it was extremely stable and seamless. A big chunk of the bug fixing has been done from what I've seen, so it made sense that it ran so well. However, there are still some that exist here and there, but it's to be expected. There are a few social features missing for now, but I've been told most of it's coming to the beta very soon, along with arena quests. Event quests are live and working, and probably one of the most impressive things I've seen from the developers and community. Much like figuring out how to even get this server working, the event quests were completely reverse engineered. The event quests were all on Capcom's side, so they just could not be re-implemented in a simple manner. So the devs in the community pulled together as much past footage and information they could to recreate each of these unique Monster Hunter Try event quests down to even the rewards you obtain. Spyro was telling me how he had to manually place the giant rock in one of the arena event quests. That's dedication. A huge chunk of the event quests are already in place, like Mercy Mission, Phantom Iragon, along with his very own custom music, and of course the best event quest ever created, World Eater Joe. God, it brings a tear to my eye to be able to do this hunt again, especially with friends. Careful though, he tends to get really hungry. And one of the coolest things they've done is create one of their own event quests. This is unique to this server. It's not crazy though, just an arena battle. The fact that they can, and are willing to add extra content for Try that's not intrusive to the experience whatsoever is so cool to me. I can't express how impressed I am by the dedication and passion from the devs and the Try community. The devs are willing to even add quality of life features, like the fact that the swear filter is now removed in-game. If you played Try back in the day, you know how ridiculous the filter was. Look, we can finally say the word after without using any periods. Life is good. So, once the server becomes public, will it be difficult to set up? Well, unless anything changes in the future, it'll actually be super easy to connect to. If you were playing your copy on a soft-modded Wii, all you had to do was apply a Revolution patch and you're in. The process for Dolphin Emulator once the server is live should be just as easy because Dolphin now has the option to apply Revolution patches to your game. So essentially, all you'd have to do is apply it and you're set. The fact that it's going to be this easy and accessible for people to play is very exciting news. But yeah, to summarize, at some point, all the features will be back, the server will go public, and we can all experience the game like we used to so long ago. And I'd love for new hunters to come give Monster Hunter Try a try, too. Again, big shout out to Spyro, Sepalani, InusualZ, and the Monster Hunter Try community for making this happen, and fulfilling the dreams of so many people who once thought this would be impossible. I haven't posted a video in a while. Truthfully, I've just been waiting for the server to go public, but I figured I could at least let you guys know something completely monumental has happened, and I'll keep you guys updated with Monster Hunter Try. I'll try to post more old school related Monster Hunter videos as well. If you're interested, please do subscribe. I also stream Monster Hunter on Mondays now. I call it Monster Hunter Mondays. Crazy, right? So feel free to follow my Twitch if that interests you, and let's talk Monster Hunter. before the servers were shut down in 2013, there was a sandstorm brewing in Loklak, and that was very significant because sandstorms are essentially a sign that Gen Morn is approaching. It's theorized that the city celebrating this festival of fear and hunting Gen Morin finally met their demise from this formidable foe. Well, I think soon, when we're all standing together in Loklak, it'll be like we rebuilt this place, rising from the rubble to stand tall and shine once again, together.